So IGN, famous, super accurate IGN says Genshin Impact is facing accusations of cultural appropriation and whitewashing. Oh, there it is, whitewashing. But is it really whitewashing if it's Asians changing it to be more Asian? Is that white? I don't know. See, once again, some of its voice actors are asking the publisher Hoyoverse to make changes. By the way, English language. It's always the English language voice actors, right? Specifically, the English language voice actors. The voice actors are mad. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but they will not give a shit to replace the voice actors. They will replace them in 2 seconds. And they might even replace them with AI, which would be hilarious. They just said, you know what, fuck it. We're replacing you guys with AI. Forget about you voice actors. We're training some AI. We're replacing you guys. Forget about it because we're tired of your bullshit, right? Here's the article, though. Let me read the article from IGN. And then we're going to, kind of react to that. Genshin Impact's voice actors join in criticism of upcoming Natlan region's character designs. New Genshin Impact region is latest criticized for being cultural appropriation. Mind you, this is a fictional region in a fictional story. We're going to come back to this because this is actually like an official response from the company. This is not like, okay, we're representing Congo circa 1842, right? Which, by the way, a historical portrayal of the Congo in 1842 or 1700 or 1422, that would be, even if it was historical, that would be considered racist if it was played out today, right? Even a historical, accurate portrayal of that would be considered racist. But that said, Natlan region, fictional region in Genshin Impact, right? They're saying it's culturally appropriating because there's similarity in ranges of geography and in-game settings for architecture, mythology, food and music, and history in general. So there's a reflection. There's a reflection and an inspiration on real life. And because it doesn't accurately represent, once again, many feel the failure is to accurately represent the cultures each character pulls from. Once again, let's pay attention. Pulls from. This is not a historical piece, right? Just inspired by, including the fact that Makuvia, Kinich, and Oran are inspired by real-life deities like the Mary's Mekura and are all white. It continues a trend in Genshin Impact that players are begging for proper representation. This is very interesting. A trend amongst who? A trend amongst who? It's a trend amongst a tiny fraction, and I'm going to prove this to you guys, a tiny fucking insignificant little baby micro penis of the Genshin community. This Western audience is not even on the fucking radar. The Western audience, especially the US audience, is not even on the radar. They're not even in the top 20, guys. The US is not even in the top 20 in terms of Genshin players. It does not even matter. She can't even feel it, right? So here you go. They say, if a game, this is from the voice actor. This is from the voice actor, right? The voice actor for Albedo Koi Dao says this: if a game draws so heavily from real-world cultures and bases a character on the supreme deity of the Yoruba religion, and the character ends up looking like a pale Sasuke Batman, people are absolutely within their rights to demand better representation. What rights? What rights? What rights? What right do you have? What right do you have? Where's your rights? Where's your fucking Bill of Rights? Okay. Who gives these people right? Where do these people get some idea they have a right? They have a right to shut the fuck up and play the game. That's it. Or don't play the game. That's your right. Your right is play the game or don't. If you don't like it, don't play the game. But guess what, guys? Guess what? As we're going to see, they're not even going to boycott the game. They're not even going to stop playing. These people are such losers. They can't even do a boycott correctly. It's fucking hilarious, right? Dow continued, I hope y'all keep making your voices heard and I hope they listen. Oh, that's a good hope there. By the way, it says, especially when said game has a clear stated commitment to a global audience. Yeah, a global audience. And this is what the West needs to figure out. A global audience, doesn't bend the knee to the West's woke agenda, right? And last time I checked, the majority of the world's population is not in the West. It's not. It's not. Asia has way more people than the West. Way more, right? Way more. So if you're really committed to a global audience, you would drop the bullshit, right? And once again, the crazy extremists who believe this aren't even the majority in the West. They're just a vocal minority, right? The majority of people do not believe in this shit, even in the West. They're just very vocal and they control these rags like the IGN, right? So, right here, Zeno Robinson, who voices Cethos, highlighted a worldwide desire for better representation. If your base audience, a Chinese fan, are asking for better representation with different shades of melanin, who are you making these characters for? Chinese fans are not asking for that. Spoiler alert. I know this is going to be very, very disappointing for you, but Chinese fans are not asking for melanin. I'm going to be very, very, very honest with you here. They don't give a fuck about melanin. In fact, if you could see what the Chinese social media says about that sort of stuff, it would break these people in a million pieces. They don't give a fuck about this, right? In fact, it's quite the opposite, right? Shows these people have never been to Asia, right? You know what filters are the most popular here? It's not the darkening filters, right? Spoiler alert, it's not the darkening filters, right? It's kind of funny if you go on a date in Asia, you have to always assume that the person is going to be like a shade or two darker on the pigment scale than their photo because you're using a snow filter, right? That's like standard, like very standard, right? They absolutely are not asking for this. So whoever said this knows nothing. Zeno Robinson knows nothing about Asia. Knows absolutely nothing about Asia. It's fucking ridiculous. If you're gonna use I'll use an indignant voice. If you're gonna use real world deities, respect them. If you're basing off real cultures, respect that. I'm fine with things being inspired by various cultures. That's awesome. Representation is dope, but bare minimum, do some research and sow some cultural appreciation. Olrun is the supreme Yoruba deity. You could find that with a quick Google search even. This is unforgivable. Look what a sick job Smite did with their own interpretation. It's not that hard. It's not real, bro. It's not real. And want me to show you real quick? Let me show you this. This is shout out to Michi Laudy who posted this. This is an actual response. This is a real response from the Genshin customer service, right? So somebody complained about realism and racism. This is what the actual customer service responded on 7/9/24. Dear traveler, thank you for your feedback. Please be reminded that Genshin Impact is a work of fiction and not related to actual people, events, groups, or organizations. We do really hope for your understanding. Kind regards, which is a fuck you, Genshin Impact CS team. This is absolutely what they should be telling them, which is fuck off. It's fiction, you fucking weirdos. You people are deranged. You're weirdos. You're absolutely demented, right? It is not real life. It is a work of fucking fiction. And get like, how do you not understand this? The problem is that these people are so used to injecting their ideology into everything, including fiction, right? That they just assume that it needs to be everywhere because their mind is poison. They're not happy people. These people are miserable, right? Sucrose actor Valeria. Oh, so she's an actress. She's an actress. Oh, well, she's going to get fired, right? One compares Olrun's appearance in Titan Forge's game MOBA Smite to their appearance in Genshin Impact, right? Yomiya actress Jenny Yokobori says it shouldn't be a radical desire to see yourself reflected in the media consumed. Yes, it is. It is, because that is not why you consume the media. You consume the media to escape, not to just see yourself. You don't need to see yourself in everybody. I didn't see myself in Goku, but I saw myself in Goku, if that makes sense, right? I didn't need Goku to be a 6'6" brown-haired dude for me to like reflect on his struggles and tribulations, right? I see myself in all sorts of characters that don't look anything like myself, right? Because we are all human beings and we share common humanity. But these people don't believe in common humanity, right? They're fucking deranged. Allegoria Clark here says, it's disappointing when parts of the world that are so seldom reflected in media, are you fucking kidding me now? We'll show you in a second, could be portrayed accurately. I know that this is inspired by as opposed to one-to-one, but if you're drawing on specific sources, it'd be lovely to see it done in a way that should be. No, you don't understand that it's inspired by. If you understood, you wouldn't be saying that, right? You wouldn't be saying that. And then last but not least, sorry, there's one little comment at the end here where Aniyako, who plays Genshin Impact's Raiden Shogun, says, I really hope that a video game company listens to its fan base when valid criticism is made multiple years in a row about the execution of its research and inclusion of elements and talents from other cultures. Genshin released in 2020 and continued to build upon its foundation with new characters and locations in the year since. Hoyoverse has yet to respond for calls for better representation. Actually, they have. They've said they don't give a fuck, right? They've said they don't give a fuck, right? So that's what we had there. So let's get into the boycott, right? And like what they were trying to do with the boycott. So here's the actual petition. Let's read through what they're trying to do. Started by Avernine of Stratagems, right? Says, we call on Hoyoverse to stop cultural appropriation and whitewashing. Once again, this isn't really whitewashing if it's in Asia, but okay. In their games and commit to respectful and accurate representation of all cultures, right? Hoyoverse, a leading game company, has repeatedly taken to representation from indigenous cultures. Really? Right? Inspiration from. Even they say it's inspiration. Inspiration is not the same thing as copying one for one. Without proper representation and respect. In particular, the many characters from Sumeru and Natlan and Genshin Impact and from Pinakoni and Honkai Star Rail are all clearly white or light tanned at best, with some exception of enemy NPCs, which have sparked concerns of racism among players in indigenous communities. Oh, okay. Has it? Okay. Well, we don't give a fuck. Cultural appropriation and whitewashing perpetuate harmful stereotypes and diminish the rich cultural heritage of indigenous communities. Really, do they? I think your pigeonholing actually hurts these communities more. It actually hurts them more because you would rather the game not mention the culture than to mention them and not do it in your deranged way. I think it's better for the culture to be mentioned and that people will Google it and get to the original source, right? I think it's better, even if it's a light-skinned character, I think it's better that they actually include it rather than just exclude it. Because guess what they would do? If they were going to really deal with this, they'd say, okay, fuck you. We're just doing Asia. We're just going to use Asian mythos. Fuck you, right? And then they don't even use it. People won't even know what's going on. So what do they say is going to solve this, guys? What's the solution? Look at this right here. Engage with indigenous cultural consultants. What does this mean? We all know what this means. They want Sweet Baby Inc. These people, I would not be surprised if they are directly linked to that company. If these people were directly linked to that company and they had friends, they had links, there's something going on here with these cultural consultants. This is a fucking money grab. This is extortion. These people, and mind you, they've tried to extort Chinese companies before, Korean companies, and they're telling them to fuck off, right? Which they need to. They need to tell them to fuck off, right? This is the end game. They're giving away their end game. It's the first bullet point. Okay? I've told you guys, what you lead with is your strongest point. This is what they really care about the most. They're giving away the ghost. It's a fucking grift. They care about the grift, right? And once again, I want to show you guys something. I posted this on my Twitter, right? Here's the demographics. Here's the fucking demographics. Let's show you guys the demographics. Here's the demographics for Genshin, okay? Here's the demographics. I'm going to read this because maybe it's a little small for you guys, okay? Number one is Japan. Look at this shit. Japan and South Korea, by far dominating this. By far, this is from activeplayer.io. This is the top players in Genshin Impact, okay? Japan and South Korea, by far, right? Followed by the Philippines, right? followed by Russia. Okay. Are you going to cancel Russia? What are you going to do to cancel Russia? Oh, wait. They already tried that. It's not going to work. By the way, and this is not, I'm not trying to get too political here, but like that Ukraine war ain't going too well either. Right. Japan, South Korea, Philippines, Russia, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, China. Now it's actually interesting that Singapore and China are like tied here, right? That's actually very interesting, right? That Singapore and China are tied there. But once again, of these countries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then Hong Kong and Belarus. Okay. Let's even throw in fucking Myanmar and Burma. This country is in an active civil war. This country, Burma, is in a civil war, and they have more than any Western country. Let me be clear about a country of extreme poverty in the middle of a civil war beats the fucking West. Bro, it's over. It's over. Okay? I mean, we're done here, guys. Right? The West isn't even in the top 11, bro. They're not even in the top 16. Let's keep going. We got to keep going down the list, right? So after Burma is fucking Vietnam, Ukraine, Thailand, shout out to Thailand, Swadika. It's a good day here in Bangkok. Kazakhstan, Yegzimesh. No, that's actually Polish, right? That's just me doing the Borat thing. Kazakhstan, Indonesia, Chile, and then finally, this little chode down here, Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, look at Canada. By the way, we haven't even got, the U.S. is not even on this list. Not even on this list. Canada is less than Chile or Indonesia or Kazakhstan or Burma. And this is why, like, once again, these are children. And what did they say you should do? Let's read this is the actual document for the boycott. Let's read what they do. Boycott Hoyoverse. This is the document, right? So what you do, review bomb, like and retweet. So once again, just a bunch of online shit. Now reviews can work sometimes, they can, but there's in situations where it's not effective, right? And there's just not enough of them for that to be effective. In the case of Helldivers, the reason why it was effective was because over 50% of the reviews came in negative. Do you think they're going to be able to get 50% of people in fucking Myanmar, in Japan, in South Korea, in the Philippines, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, Chile, Belarus, Russia, Thailand, Taiwan to get on board with this? No, not at all. Get out of here. Share posts from us. Okay, so selfish, right? Share from us. Share posts from Biopic. I think it's people of color. Buy POC, whatever. Spread the word. Tell a friend. Encourage others to speak up. Respond to surveys. Send complaints to customer service. Sign the petition. Contact politicians. This is so laughable. Post in the official Hoyoverse accounts. Mute and block trolls. Oh no, the trolls are blocked. Okay, what should you do not make any additional purchases? Participate in giveaways. Participate in Hoyoverse's economic flow. Battle Pass, purchasable login bonuses, merch, collabs, harass or threaten voice actors, artists, or content creators, send threats to customer service, interact with racists. Don't interact with those racists out there. And also do not speak over people who are indigenous and affected. You cannot speak over them, right? You cannot. You must bend the knee, submit. Right. Yeah. So that's what happened there. And to be very clear, I know you guys are thinking, well, wait a second. What about playing the game? Well, as they themselves said here, nobody said to stop playing the game, right? Nobody said to stop playing the game. They're going to keep playing the game. And I give it a shout out to Permaban here. It says many boycotters admit they still crawl back to the game, right? So if you don't even have the will to stop playing the game, bros, you've already lost. Like you're done. Like you're just done. Like there's nothing for you to do here, right? All right, let's go to this rebuffing because this person absolutely wrecks them. Listen to this. Okay. Genshin Impact players don't know how to boycott. And by the way, it's not all Genshin players. The woke little contingent here doesn't know how to boycott. This is a great thread. So shout out to this person who posted this. Dank Singh, right? Dinksai. Hello, everyone. This thread is purely for educational purposes, as vast majority of the community simply doesn't know what affects a company like Hoyoverse or how to protest against them. While my stance is impartial, I've seen a lot of boycott movements, and they're saying here's what works and here's what doesn't work. Review bombing. So this is what they want to do. They want to review bombing. Does this actually help? This is mostly a no. While review bombing seems like a signature move for angry Genshin players, even on unrelated apps, doing so has very low impact, especially if you're not in a country of interest for Hoyoverse like China. Also, Google Play and Apple Store don't like review bombing or raid reviews and will usually revert them in less than 24 hours. You're literally wasting your time. I love this. This is like hiding comments on YouTube. Oh, guys, that's one of my favorite things to do. My favorite thing, I don't block or ban people. I just hide the comment. Or I hide the person. So they continue rage commenting and it's like completely impotent and it's wasting their time on this earth. Like they're getting closer to death. Like I am literally bringing them closer to death by like wasting their time. Like that's like so beautiful to me. Anytime I can make people rage impotently towards death, thank you. It's great. Enjoy your miserable life. Like and retweet. Obviously, this won't do anything to hurt Hoyo or OP, who only wants to farm clout this drama. Most of the time, if someone tells you you have to share and retweet this post, you probably shouldn't. Ironically, literally reposting the post itself would do more to the boycott as it creates different threads and points on the internet. The best thing you could do if you totally agree with their image is reposting it on a different platform so it can be seen by different parts of the community. But what a better personalized and human way is to make your own content describing in what way Hoyo is doing is wrong. See, this is what I was talking about with Armchair Expert or Expert Armchair, right? I was saying, if you want to attack something efficiently, describe why. Why exactly is this a problem? Not just because you retweet it, right? This goes back to like the old Summer of Love and the black square. What does that do? It does nothing because you're not articulating anything. You're just reposting like an empty droid. Must repost, must do this right now, must do it, right? That's not going to do shit, right? They're not going to really care about that. But that takes effort. And this is slacktivism, right? Share posts from us. Once again, the OP is farming internet clout. Their words, not mine. Farming internet clout. I told you guys, these people are just fucking clout farmers. They're clout goblins. Spreading the word is a good idea. Sharing their points is mostly useless. You're giving them shares and on their content, and that's pretty much it. Right? Okay, next, complaining on surveys and customer service. Two things. Customer service are minimum wage employees who have nothing to do with Hoyo development teams. While you could address your concerns, spamming and harassing them will do absolutely nothing for your cause. And also, you are a horrible person if you do it. Yes, exactly. This is like yelling at the customer service rep. It really doesn't help you. What you got to do is just not buy the product, right? Like yelling at a person on a line who's probably in the Philippines being paid, $3 or $4 an hour, right, to do your customer service is not gonna change shit, right, at all, right? Complaining in surveys is fine. The issue arises when most of the feedback will get filtered anyway. Since Hoyo is very likely to have more interest in certain demographics like China and Japan and Korea than you. A factor may be how much money you make and how much you spend in the game. These people are all broke bitches. Or they're the voice actors that don't actually play the game. Notice that a lot of the people that were speaking at IGN, they weren't the whales. They weren't the players. They were the voice actors. They were people with zero skin in the game, zero money in the game. Frankly, they don't give a fuck what the voice actors say. They can replace them at any time. They can snap their fingers and replace them, right? It's free to play, but I mean, they care more about the whales. Let's be real. Right? Online petitions, useless. Just one word, useless. I love it. Contact your government. Oh, and this one is great. This is what made me read this post. This post is like, this is super based. Unless you're from China, and that's the whole point. Unless you're from China, Not only will your government not care, but Hoyo will will especially not care. In the whole history of Genshin, there was only one major case of censorship caused by the government, and that was the Mona and Jean default skins in China. Also, Hoyo's main customers are China and Asia as a whole. Exactly. It is unlikely they'll retroactively change the skin color of characters. At worst, we could get some regional censorship patch for America, but even so, that's not going to be issued by your government no matter what you claim to try to bring its Hoyo. The American government is not going to censor Hoyoverse. This is not TikTok. And even if it was, like it's not, it's not going to happen, right? America's not, and even if they did, they wouldn't give a fuck. They would not care. This would not be a dent in the bucket if America banned Hoyoverse, right? Spam in the Hoyo comment section, useless. Mute and block trolls, straight on, do it. You shouldn't stress on trolls online. I agree, but this has nothing to do with Hoyo, nor will affect them. Yeah, exactly. It's not like Grum's Mark Kern is like working for Hoyoverse, right? Like he's not going to be like, hey, my buddies at Hoyoverse, so I've got your back, and no, our campaign is this. If you block like somebody who's posting about facts about this, right, or myself, right? Let's say you block me. That's not going to affect Hoyoverse's bottom line. Like you can block me all you want, right? And once again, it's not trolling. These people are calling people trolls that are posting facts because it upsets their fifis. Don't spend money on Hoyoverse, right? Absolutely. Of course, this is a good point. But here's where they got it wrong. Not spending money is a good step, but what you should do is not play the game at all. Don't do your dailies. Don't spend resin. Don't log in. Don't check your to do your check-ins. Don't log into Genshin at all. That would be more effective. But they're not willing to do that. They're addicted. They're on that. They're addicted. They're in that cycle. The gotcha has gotcha, right? They can't even quit. Don't participate in giveaways. Absolutely. Don't give them engagement. That would work. Don't harass the staff. Absolutely. Nothing to gain there. Don't interact with racists. Okay, that's for your sake. But once again, Hoyoverse not affected at all. And who is a racist, right? Who is a racist? A racist to them is everybody who doesn't agree with them. What is the actual and effective way? Cancel any subscription, request refunds, and don't play the games. Unfollow their socials and spread the word. Yes, these are effective things, but they're not really doing those. And that's why it's destined to fail. That's why it's destined to absolutely fucking 100% fail. It's great. It's great.